When last we met, we were making alpha channels. So let's review. I can make a selection using the lasso tool of Walter. Probably not the most efficient tool because it's a freehand selection. Whoa. So we can get a little messy, not the best, okay? That selection could probably use a little bit of work. Let's hit Q to go enter Quick Mask. In Quick Mask, we are making a temporary channel. Quick Mask. It's temporary, it's italicized, and when we exit Quick Mask, it will be gone. So I'm going to go into Quick Mask, select B for brush, black and white for foreground and background, and edit my selection. Kind of tighten up certain parts of it, and hit X to put white in the front, and reveal parts of it, like this weird little shape in his nose. All right, that's looking pretty good. Now when I exit Quick Mask by hitting Q, that will be gone, temporary channel. So to save your channels, go to Select, Save Selection, Walter. The document is the document I'm working in. Channel is new. Name, new channel, okay. I'm going to hit Command D to deselect, select the alpha channel, and turn off all the other channels. And what this alpha channel is a grayscale selection saved. All right, so you can go into it when it's selected with the brush and edit. If you find little pieces that you missed or you want to tighten up some edges, right, you can go into the alpha channel and it will update. When you want to go back to your layers, select the top 4, RGB, red, green, and blue, and uncheck your alpha channel. When you shut this file down, alpha channel, you'll see that you save as a Photoshop document, and alpha channels is now a checked option. And save. So if you go home and you want to bring up that selection again, you can load the selection. Let's look at our channels. It's saved there. Select, load selection, pick the channel, Walter, hit OK, and there you go. So if you wanted to cut it out or copy it, you could go Layer, New Layer via Copy, and you would not have to remake that selection. Pretty nice, right?
Wow.
All right. There you go. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, there are other types of selections. I'm going to throw that layer away. Grab this. Another type of selection we're going to work with is a path. So let's open up this path panel. There are no paths right now. Paths can be created with the pen tool. Now, if you take an Illustrator, which all of you guys have, you know the pen tool, and you don't need to be afraid of it. Right? Some people are afraid. You don't have to be afraid. It's not scary. No, it's okay. You have several options. You can create a shape or a path. A shape is going to give you a shape. You can set the fill and the stroke and the thickness and the style. And you can change caps. You can do a lot of real cool stuff. I don't want a shape right now, but if I was designing something where I wanted vector shapes, this is the way to go. So I'm going to delete that, select the pen tool, P for shortcut, and select path. So let's start drawing a path. I'm going to click here, click and drag, click and drag. I'm not going to make it perfect because I want to show you guys how to edit it. I need to reset this, or when I go to the next point, it will be kind of like wonky. So I reset it by option clicking, and that resets it. You want to make the fewest amount of anchor points possible. I'm going to option click on that last anchor point to reset it. Option click. You don't have to reset every one, but you can see if I go from here to here, that should work. Little baby mouth, little foot. Sometimes you need to convert it from a corner point to a smooth, from a corner point to a smooth curve. And how you do that is by clicking on the anchor point and holding down the option key. And you'll see that if I make one here, when I click on it, I get the little the cursor changes to a pen with a little caret. That little upside down V is called the caret. And I click on it and it changes. And then I want to make a complete path. So I click right on the anchor point where I started. And you'll see a little circle underneath the cursor. And that means we have a complete path. Look over here in the paths. We now have a work path. It's italicized. What does that usually mean in Photoshop? Temporary. So let's double click on it and save it as was. Okay. In the path panel, with it selected, we can or could fill it. We could give it a stroke. We can load it as a selection. We can reselect the anchor points. We have to have I believe we have to have a different tool for that. We'll come back to that. You can add a mask, and it will add a mask to the layer. You can make a new path, and you can delete them. Okay. Underneath the pen tool are a couple more tools that you might find helpful. Freeform pen, where you can draw, add, delete anchor points, and the convert point tool. Now, I'm going to select this, and I want this to be active. I can click on it with the convert anchor point tool, and that will allow me to change the point from a curve, a smooth corner, to a pointed corner. Okay. See the corner changes? If I instead would like my Bezier curves, I can grab the handles and drag them. If I need this anchor point here to be over here, I need to go to my path selection tool, or my direct select in this case, select the anchor point, and move it to where I need it to go. Okay? Any questions about that?
So how do you save the path one more time?
Double click on it and it will save. And I'm just updating it by selecting those. Right, and you can see it live update right there. You can set your fill and stroke options in the top option bar. Okay, any questions? Now your path is saved. If I shut down this file, file save, close the file, and I open it up again, the path will be saved. And at any point, I can select it, go down to the bottom, third one over from the left, the little marching ants icon, and make a selection. So that's a pretty great selection tool. Okay? Questions? No?